Reality is that there are affluent black neighborhoods all over the country where the median household income is more than $300,000 and property values are at least twice the national average. But where exactly are these affluent black neighborhoods nestled? In today's video, we look at the top 10 most prosperous, predominantly black neighborhoods in the United States. We are talking about exclusive towns you've probably never heard of. Neighborhoods where almost everyone owns a multi-million-dollar home and everyone is truly living on cloud nine. Be sure to stick to the end to find out if your neighborhood made the list, and more importantly, which is the wealthiest black neighborhood in America. So hit that like button, sit back, and relax as we dive in. Number 10. Uniondale, New York. Starting our list, we head over to the Empire State and home to the City of Dreams. We're talking about Uniondale, a suburb in Nassau County, New York State. With a population of over 32,000 people, it's the largest neighborhood on this list. Of this, 55.53% is black. Now, this might not seem like much, but given the large population, that's more than 17,000 African Americans compared to about 8,600 whites. So, how much would it cost to live in Uniondale? Quite a chunk, actually. The average price of a home is over $600,000. But if you earn $84,000 or more, you will fit right in, as this is the area's median household income. Number 9. Hillcrest, New York. Still in New York, we have another predominantly black neighborhood where most families pocket over $100,000 in income a year. Hillcrest is a laid-back, affluent town that's home to over 8,000 people, with 51% being black, 25% white, and 14.69% Asian. Most of the residents of the neighborhood are actively in the workforce, with most commuting to New York City for work, but there are numerous businesses too operating locally. Incredibly, only about 3.4% of the population is unemployed. Definitely a great place to launch your career, that is, if you can afford the $673,250 price tag for a home. Number 8. Kettering, Maryland. Now, Kettering is unique for one thing. 9 in 10 people you'll meet are black and own their own homes. But it's not because homes are affordable or being handed out. In fact, an average home in Kettering goes for about $370,000. The thing is, people who live in this area are not your average families. The median income is around $93,000, $20,000 more than the national average. Fun fact, if you're going to rent a residence in Kettering, be prepared to spend, as the area's rental rates are higher than 62% of the rest of Maryland. Number 7. Woodmore, Maryland. If you thought Kettering was the most expensive neighborhood in Maryland, you're wrong. Right next to Kettering is another African-American suburb area known as Woodmore. Here, a home will likely cost you no less than a whopping $572,500. Yes, you heard that right, more than $500,000. This super high cost of living could be why this area is so exclusive, with only about 4,500 residents per the last census. Of this, more than 3,000 are African American, about 80% of the entire population. So, how much do people earn in this area to afford their lifestyle? The median income of households in this affluent town is $103,438. Just to show you how impressive this figure is, only 34.4% of households in the U.S. make $100,000 and above. Number 6. Friendly, Maryland. Still in Prince George's County, we have another verdant suburban area. This city is relatively small, with around 10,192 inhabitants on just 5 square miles. The largest segment of its population, approximately 77.67%, is of African American descent. But the only thing humble about Friendly is the size. When it comes to money, the residents don't play. Let's start with the earnings. The median family income is estimated at around $120,027, a figure quite far from average. Also, almost everyone owns a home, which, by the way, costs $459,950 on average, and only about 9% rent. Here, poverty is almost non-existent. Friendly might be the place for you if you're a professional just starting out in your career or a senior citizen looking to retire. The multicultural suburb has been previously ranked as the best suburb for young professionals and an optimal retirement destination. Number 5. Fort Washington, Maryland. Prince George's County is unbeaten when it comes to Black excellence. With the fourth neighborhood on the list, it's one place you want to add to your list if you're looking for an upper to middle class community you can settle in. Anyway, Fort Washington offers a rural suburban feel, but with a large selection of amenities and fun places to visit. That's why this 14-square-mile town is home to many families with children, students, and young professionals. But what makes this neighborhood unique, or rather famous, is its historical significance. And it has a history. Being so close to the capital, Washington, D.C., it acted as a defense fort, which explains the name. Today, it's home to a population of over 24,000, 70% of whom are African American. But life here doesn't come cheap. As of 2023, the median home listing in the area is a staggering $459,900. Yeah, you heard that right. But with the median income as of 2021 ranging at about $127,587, the cost of living is not at all shocking. Number 4. Mitchellville, Maryland. I know. You're probably thinking, Maryland again? The truth is that Maryland has the biggest share of affluent Black neighborhoods in the U.S., or at least in the top 10 list. Now, while there are more than a few rich Black neighborhoods, none is quite as affluent as Mitchellville. Success is commonplace in this area. That's right, with the average income at a staggering $153,176, it's safe to say that everyone here is upper class. As for poverty, that's hard to see as the rate stands at just 3.3%. With the African American community making up about 78.5% of the population of just over 11,000 people, this neighborhood is great for young professionals looking to settle in a liberal suburb. However, Mitchellville homes don't come cheap. Be prepared to part with about $612,500 if you want to be in the 91.5% of the population that are homeowners. From the East Coast, we'll travel over 2,000 miles west for our next rich neighborhood on the list. Number 3. Ladera Heights, California. California is often linked with prosperity and limitless possibilities, so it's not surprising that it's nicknamed the Golden State. What you probably didn't know about California is that it's home to some of the wealthiest Black neighborhoods in the entire country. And one of these leafy Black suburbs is Ladera Heights, which sits on the hilly part of Los Angeles, providing breathtaking views of the city. But it's not just about the beauty that Ladera Heights is known for, but just how opulent the life is here. Being one of the top 3 most affluent, predominantly Black addresses, you need a jaw-dropping $1.9 million to buy a home in this area. Despite the high real estate prices, over 2/3 of the residences own their home, with less than a third renting. So, how much does the average family earn to afford such a life? Income ranges from $156,784, a figure well above the national average. Now, for a fun fact. Did you know that Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players in the world, has lived in Ladera Heights? Number 2. Baldwin Hills, California. Ever heard the phrase Black Beverly Hills? The name would be familiar to anyone who watched BET a lot between 2007 and 2009, when a series showcasing the extravagant lives of Black teenagers in Baldwin Hills aired. But the nickname actually dates back to the 1920s, and it certainly befits the neighborhood. The median listing price for a home in these beautiful hills is $1.49 million, with many of the homes having a value upwards of $2 million. As for average family income, we're talking of an average of $157,000. Now, Baldwin Hills didn't earn its nickname for nothing. Aside from the insanely high cost of living in this exclusive area, the neighborhood has been a favorite among musicians, actors, and even politicians. In fact, scores of celebrities have lived here. We're talking about the likes of Ike and Tina Turner, Ice Cube, Ray Charles, and former LA Mayor Tom Bradley. Number 1. Windsor Hills, Los Angeles, California. Formerly called View Park Windsor Hills, Windsor Hills is the biggest community of affluent and highly educated individuals in the western sector. This LA suburb has a population of just over 11,300 residents, with 72.3% African Americans, trailed by approximately 9.2% Caucasians and 6.6% Asians. This exclusive neighborhood is synonymous with upscale residences, verdant landscapes, and prestigious educational institutions. So, how much do you need to settle here? Quite a lot, actually. The average resident price in this area is a whopping $1,207,190. As of 2021, the average household income stood at roughly $116,110. Talk about opulence. So, did your neighborhood make the cut? What community on the list would you want to live in? Drop your answers in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next luxury countdown video. See you in the next one.